opened these already. Hi everyone, Cendril here. We'll go back to Hand of Fate 2. Opened those last time. Okay. Trying to get Discord. Anybody else? I don't know who's here. Like one person here. Hi, Neko. Anybody else been having trouble with Discord today? Or is it just me? Because I haven't been able to get on it today. So people don't see I'm streaming on there, so that stinks. Really, that's how a few people are getting their updates, is by seeing that I'm streaming on there. I haven't been able to get it to load today after Windows updated last night. Well, it's not just that, Neko. People can like see my status and see that they're streaming. But thank you though. Hopefully, Twitch doesn't bork today and actually sends people notifications. Okay, bad start, but we'll have having connection issues at the moment. Okay. Maybe it's been that way all day for me anyway. A combination of that and Windows update. Because I haven't been able to get on since 3-4 hours ago. So alright. You that are here. Hi, Reynard. Let's go. Let's see. We've got Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Chariot. Choose your poison. Hierophant it is. Alright. I think I'm just going to start going in order. I think that's how we're going to do it, because we've done the past few that way. Hi, Maze.
Every game, even this game we play, is a shadow of the great game. The game of life and death. Once I was its master, but now another sits upon that throne. I will teach you everything I can in this game, that you might have the strength to master the great game in time.
Remuneration. Information comes at a cost. Collect gold to use for bribes. Tempt fortune. Be prepared for dice games and the guild. Take heed. Thieves are not known for their loyalty. Oh, don't I know it? Alright, encounters. Burning building, deadly forest. We only get 8. Gnome hunt. Westwind Tavern. Cartographer. We'll try Clan Albright again. Market Thief. Let's try to complete Unrest in Iron Peak. We have Empire Contacts. Game, why'd you stop? That game? Okay. That was weird. Empire Contacts, Watchtower. Hi, Gerna. Hey, Fade. Yeah, I know how life is. Don't I know it? Arm wrestling again. We need money. Winter Solstice. Man of the World. You're platinum and I haven't seen you yet. I'm taking you. Winding Trail. Exploring the Wilds. Fame and Shame. Fork in the Road. Palace Armory. Pauper Plague. And stuff we've already done. Alright, you see the new cards. Choose. What sounds cool? There's your fun fact for today from Rainer. The Hierophant card is also called the Pope in some places. That's why the symbol for the challenge is a pair of keys, after the keys of heaven used on the flag in Vatican City. There we go. Deadly Forest. Alright, we're taking the Deadly Forest card. That's down there. Hi, AJ. Yes, I was.
If you do not want to make a decision, let the goblin do it and we'll be on our way.
Don't talk to my viewers that way, dealer. Burning building. Alright, take burning building. Fork in the road. Alright, take fork in the road. Okay. I guess we'll go Gnome Hunt and Westwind Tavern. Giving y'all a couple of times to look at the cards, so... Fame and Shame next time. Okay, that'll give me one to put in for next time. Equipment. Let's see. Billy Clubs, Cardinal Blade, Exquisite Blade. Only 13 attack. That's different. Thieves. We know there's thieves. Eat less. Mercenary Garb is new. Lord's Diadem is new. Jewel Ruby Ring. see. Have any one weapon in here? Let's take the billy clubs, because they're new. And a couple of shields. Every third step does not consume food. Bastion and shield. Yeah. Let's go. We get 2 supplies to start with. We'll start with the extra 5 food because I would like to have those. And repose 25 thieves by attacking immediately after defending an attack. We'll take the Brigand's Blades. Cool. Everybody ready? Discover which assassin seeks to kill Father Galfrey.
In better times, it would have been my card here, the guardian of knowledge and the protector of the gates of life and death. Now Callus sits that throne, and miscreants assume the position.
It would have been my card sitting there. But not anymore. With Malaclipse's encouragement, what's a few murders in the grand scheme of things, you find yourself set opposite the opulently dressed leader of the Thieves Guild. Or, one of the leaders. It's a shadowy organization. He takes a sip of wine and leans back to savor the taste. I am scheduled to be assassinated. The new assassin has been determined, and so the tale begins. I believe the suspect is one of my own, 3 nights until the assassination. With subtle nods, he indicates a bearded man, a woman with red hair, and a man with gray eyes. Borden, Rowan, and Grindin. My 3 personal silencers. Okay, so it's either the bearded man, woman with red hair, or the man with gray eyes. One of them left me this note, I am sure. When the red candle's flame burns out on his last evening at the Mulberry Inn, the false priest will have his sins appeased. He points out the red candle over the fireplace. The assassin favors theatrics over secrecy, it seems. Find the assassin for me. You do that, you'll likely need gold. Thieves will tell you anything for gold. 0 of 19 clues. Let's see. More information about the assassin. Okay, same thing. More information about Borden. Borden is the eldest in my employ, a simple, nervous kind of man. I highly doubt he would have the heart nor the finesse to assassinate me, unless he has hidden his true nature all this time. Galfrey said that Borden has worked for him for a long time. That's one clue. I'd say you'd have to pour a few meads into him if you want him to talk. Galfrey said that Borden will spill more truth when drunk. Okay. Borden has been one of my silencers for as long as I have been in this position, and that is a very long time indeed. So Verona has worked with him for a long time as well. I asked that she infiltrate the 3rd Legion of the Imperial Army and eliminate their captain. She did so, of course, as efficient as anything. Gavri said that Verona was in the 3rd Legion of the Empire Army. I suspect that she is only truly loyal to gold. But she is quite a valuable asset to the guild, so it would be a shame if she intends to assassinate me. Rowena will always tell the truth. For money. Grenian has been in my employ for some time. He's prone to making the most preposterous claims, many of which are untrue. I'd be wary of his exaggerations, even if he isn't the assassin, especially when he's had too much wine. Godfrey said Grindian makes wild accusations when drunk. Who are you? Father Godfrey. Though it's not my true name, of course. I keep track of accounts in this region. Okay. With that, he waves you away, and you retire to bed, wondering how Malaclips talked you into this. How did he talk us into this? Boy! Okay. 3 nights until the assassination. Okay.
Once again, we return to the inn, seeking clues to save a life. When we look into memories, so many things are left unsaid and clouded. Why this life? Why this inn?
Keep exploring. So we found the exit. Next. Unrest and Iron Peak.
Claim this token.
We're back here. The only one we've not done yet is visit the marketplace, so we're doing that. The Iron Peak Marketplace is large enough to house many stalls. As you wander through, you note many are vacant. Few people seem to choose the risk of shopping in such a public place these days, and those that do never linger for long. In a quiet corner of the market, you find a desperate man attempting to sell an unusual assortment of oddities. He picks up a statue of a 3-headed creature, saying, This statue of a healing spirit from the distant kingdom of Dunta is exactly what you need to survive the next attack by the Prince of Poisons. This card was a free edition to encourage people to buy the new DLC, A Cold Hearth. Huh! Not yet explored means we haven't done it yet. On this card. Which has been unique to this card alone that I've seen so far, which is really interesting.
I turn my errors around in my mind, time on time. I know where I failed, and where you must not.
Okay, ask about prices. You ask how much gold each item costs, but he seems reluctant to name a price. Whatever you think it's worth, he says with a nervous smile. I mean, if it's whatever you think it's worth, then it's worth minus 10 gold, so you have to pay me to take it. I like your thinking, Kern. Buy the statue. Just holding the small metal figure makes you breathe easier and fills your limbs with vigor. Gain 10 life. You turn to ask how much gold you owe. A supernatural chill travels up your arm and freezes your heart. Curse. First 3 hits. Darn it! First 3 hits received in combat deal 200% damage. We have this again. Sorry, stranger, the stall owner says, suddenly packing up the rest of his wares. But I stole these from a particularly vengeful warlock, and his magic prevents me from just throwing them away. Good luck with that one. The man kicks the table over and flees down a back alley. You lose sight of him in the gloom and decide to abandon this godforsaken town. And there's more to go in Iron Peak. So we won't do the clan Eyebright, and again, unless we want to try to intervene. Well, we don't have a blessing right now anyway. Next, general store. We got 10 gold. Can we buy anything? 100, jeez. What is your deal? Critical strike. Perform a critical strike which causes 225% damage on a single target when activated. But it goes in 4. While ineffective in combat, this item is very valuable. Oh, so we get the blade to sell. Got it. Correct. We can get info on the items, which is why I jumped in here anyway. Billy clubs, they do require 4 fame. To beat 15 thieves with the finisher to unlock this token. Okay. Perform a flurry of strikes that cause knockdown against thieves. Enemies in knockdown can be defeated with the finisher. Merc Garb. Stun Bash. If you find it, you can sell it. Exactly. The exquisite blade. Stun Defense. Cause a brief stun to thieves who hit the player with a melee attack. Tight Pockets. Reduce the chance of goblins stealing an item by 50%. Reduces gold stolen by 50%. Medium Armor. Has 10 defense. You need 13 fame though. That's cool. Neat. How much for food? There's your food. You're not renowned enough to beat people twice as fast. To beat thieves. I don't really have anything to sell. Alright. Next.
A game of chance or two, perhaps.
Berta's Betting House. Besides a busy Empire Road, you spy a ramshackle stall, whereupon a few ramshackle people are seated on stools rolling dice. You approach the stall, and behind the table is a little girl practicing on a poorly tuned violin. Beside her waits a squat lady in a flowery apron. Welcome, have a seat. Do try the spiced cakes. Baked them this morning. Games remaining today, 3. The grizzled, toothless gentleman beside you chuckles. Don't trust her. She'll distract you with that beautiful face. Berta blushes and hands out more sweets. Play cards, play dice, attempt to steal from patrons, or leave. Care to gamble, Cendril? Well, that's not my call. Voters are gotta increase the pickpocket skill. Wrong game. Looks like we're playing some dice. How much are you looking to bet? These are our rates today. Do we want to bet 4 gold or 9 gold? Bet the Bard. Bard's not here. So you wouldn't fetch anything anyway. I wager this Bard. I don't have anything small enough to match that. A copper, but I mean that's you're gonna have to put up something more. Alright, so we're betting 9 of our 10 gold. Remember, Puppet, it's double or nothing. We're going to hand you 3 well-worn dice. If your third roll is the highest, you'll win enough to buy your sweetheart something from the market.
Back to the bones. I hope you have learned to be their master.
So, 12. Now for your second roll. Roll at least 12 on your third and final roll. Okay. So do I... Well, looks like I have to... Roll. So 13.
Well done. You continue to impress.
It's your last roll. Okay, so you wanted to roll low, slightly higher, and then your third roll you want it to be the highest. If you wager this bard, I shall raise the wager with this wooden stick. Yeah, exactly, basically. Okay, I don't like this dice game. I was hoping for something different. 9. Ugh. 17! Hey, it worked out though. Oh man. Hold on, I'm writing that down. That's going to my wisdom. It's going to my wisdom stat. What? You won 18 gold with your original bet of 9. So we got 18 gold. Cool. 2 more games today. Do you want to play some cards? Play some more dice? Leave? The third option. People interested in the card game? How much do we want to bet? Considering how good we've been with cards as chat. Flip the table. Alright. Betting 4 gold. Gain 8, gain 6, or lose. Oh, have fun with that. Go big or go home. Oh, we would definitely be going home right now. Got to know when to hold, know when to fold, when to walk away, know when to run. Thank you, Raider. Number 3. A nice smattering among the table. Hi, Summoning Zodiac. We're playing poker, you old coot. I can see that. This is where I get my D4 and... Alright, we're going with this one. See who was right. Oh, lost. The idea the cards are not in your favor today. Take a biscuit anyway. A biscuit. Shadow Victory as a grubby popper further down the table wins a small pile of gold. There's one more game we can play today. Shoot, I had no chance at it. Again, I'd have just random guessed, so don't feel bad. I was trying to watch, and that one went pretty fast. Because chat likes seeing all the options. Attempt to steal from patrons. I would never do that, by the way. You get quality content when you sign up to be a patron down below. Anyway. You pull up a stool between two gamblers, smiling as you sit down. Pretending to be interested in their card game, you attempt to pick their pockets.
The pendulum is ever changing, and the challenges it presents change too.
Ah!
Poorly done.
Very poorly done.
You must harness your will and find the quiet stillness inside you.
Your target notices as you slide your hand to their pocket. The scandalous look at their face suggests they think you to be committing an altogether different crime. Slap you hard across the face and kick you out of the gambling stall. Ow, take 20. Darn. That's really funny, though. I wouldn't mind trying it again. Also, top hat. Also, we got a top hat. I would like to try it again because the goal didn't go all the way, and that threw off my timing. I noticed it right at the end. It didn't go all the way back and forth. Alright, we're done here. Enter the inn. Enter the Mulberry Inn and find Father Gelfrey at his usual table by the fireplace. Scratches some numbers on many rolls of paper strewn about the table, then glances up at you. 3 days until the assassin comes for me, and 3 suspects. How apt. 3 days to uncover the liar. I would ask you to follow one of my silencers on a job, trading trust for information. Pay for it if you must. A slap is 20 damage. What are your enemies doing in battle? Tickling you? Right? Like we get stabbed and bashed over the head in combat and it's like 15. A slap did 20.
Was I too bold? Too egotistic? Certainly. Yet I would never have wrestled the secrets of the elements from the Lords of Beyond were I not.
No, luck base. Speaking of, oh no, you're playing FE6. Never mind. I was about to say FF6. Why would an underling want to kill him? We all covet gold. This is why we are in this business, no? If somebody has paid a high price on my head, then there's little I can do. He considers his wine for a moment. I'd imagine the assassin is more inclined towards lying. If you can root out the liar, you will uncover the assassin too. Godfrey says the assassin will always lie, regardless of their personality. Alright. Job with throwing, Ren has been tasked with kidnapping the child of Lady Fielding as they journey to the capital. You note the meeting point
You
on
surely
your
have a liking for strange bedfellows. Here you are, helping thieves challenge thieves, without a thought for their ultimate victims.
That's fair. You note the meeting point on your map and retire for the night. The Guild. Okay. Is that where we go at the end, or where we go to start? Man of the world. Greetings, fellow traveler. A cheerful fellow clad in a brilliant yellow surcoat passes you on the road one day. Let me tell you, your outfit is exquisite. I should know. I almost wore that exact thing today. He pulls out a hefty scroll. I've been documenting every nook and cranny of this beautiful land, and my soul is shaking with delight at the thought of sharing it with you. Cool! May your vistas be breathtaking and your tree climbing be non-lethal. With an enthusiastic wave, the man shoulders his heavy rucksack and continues his journey, whistling all the while. We have the Westwind Tavern above us, goblins, and then Return to the Mulberry Inn. Which is that. So that would end the day, was the Return to the Mulberry Inn. Let's see. Let's do the Westwind Tavern.
Ever since I've returned to this world, I've been disappointed. The filth, the shame, the horrors dwell in the minds of men, not in the monsters in the darkness.
Westwind's only tavern, the Rusty Razor, is a safe harbor among the many dangers of the outer reaches of the Empire. Its barkeep sits outside his establishment with a look of resigned defeat. Upon your arrival, he jolts straight up and a smile almost breaks out across his face. Alas, someone from the guild is here. These Empire soldiers have almost ruined me. Before you can disagree, the owner swings open the saloon doors and pushes you inside. Inside, you discover a handful of Empire soldiers enjoying ale rather than doing their duty. The freshly invigorated barkeep hops on a table and shouts above the noise, "You lazy, drunken deserters are done! The Stewards Guild has sent an enforcer here, and now all you're gonna have to get back to is your post. This town needs defending." One of the soldiers rises with a slight sway. "We got 3 days until our shift ends and we return to civilization, so we're not doing any fighting unless they threaten the supply of ale. Right, lads?" A ruckus cheer erupts, and beer tankards smash together all around. "So why don't you take your shiny lion badge and shove off?" Oh, because of our lion trinket. The barkeep turns to you. "What are you going to do? Are we going to threaten the guards or offer a bribe?" 3 of steel and musket of steel. Better than the musket? I can block range attacks with that. Oh, you know number 1 is the bar fight option. That this is the bar fight option. Which we are clearly taking. You suggest with menace that the soldiers should report to duty, or they'll report to the healer. Yes. Huge success, failure fair. There's a chance this works, or there's a chance we fight. A much bigger chance we fight. Yeah, they'll report to me. I'm the healer. I beat the snot out of you, drag you to the healing tent, then heal you, and tell you to get back to work. Card number 2. Oh, huge success! Good job. One soldier spits at your feet, but turns and leaves. The rest file out slowly behind him.
A reward well earned.
Awesome! Good job. Did it. And we get the token. Okay. Goblins, and then return to the Mulberry Inn. Goblins, heard they steal our stuff. To the guild.
Assassins. I have little love for them. Less still for the criminal guilds that fill the cities these days. Bankers, thieves, assassins, merchants, kings. Each tries to use their power to control those around them.
Dealer's not wrong. Don't forget to give a receipt for the healing costs. Exactly. If you look closely, you can actually follow the cards. You can. I'm not very good at it. But you can. You can follow them. You and Rowena need not travel far before finding a gilded carriage trundling along an imperial road. The carriage is protected by a contingent of guards. Defeat all enemies before the timer ends to impress Rowena. Give me... Let's see, it's Empire. Give me the villager's axe. I need something with some oomph to it. Because we're also on a timer, so let's try to do this fast. Silencer of Greed. It was the tavern card, and the guards didn't press one.
Together we will push them back till death itself defeats us.
Yeah, sorry, I had to cut myself off there. Combat hurt. Combat hurts. For fame, Rowena is impressed with your efficient fighting skills. She trusts you a little more. You open the carriage door to see a woman dressed in silks and gems, clutching her son. Please, she cries desperately, take this gold. He's just a child. Without a second thought, Rowena pockets the heavy pouch of golds from the weeping mother and closes the door on them. The thief stares at you coldly. It's all about trust. Yeah, I've said that already. The combat is like Batman Arkham, like the Arkham series, Spider-Man, you know, that kind of. Okay. Threaten to tell unless she gives you half the gold. She glares at you, then splits the contents of the pouch. Very well. 10 gold. 25 gold. We're gonna trust you a little less. If there's nothing else, I have business elsewhere. Now we have money. Money's good.
Do you wait for fear of making the wrong move?
Normally, yes, I do, dealer, but... Why not? Sure, let's go with the silliness of chat. What's your favorite food? Do you have coin for this information? Correct. We do have 50 gold because we asked for half the gold and we drew well. $5 gold. Takes the bribe. Her eyes gleam as the gold tinkles into her hands. Tink, 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 tink. 12. Cool. Roll 12. Roasted apple. Roasted apple is her favorite food. I hope somebody's been marking all this stuff down because I've not been because I'm playing the game and I'm sure we're going to have to actually know all of this later. She likes roasted apples. You're welcome. What do you think of Father Galfrey? This one's important, so we want to bribe 8. That was bribe 8. Do that. 10 target score. Much easier to reach. Got it. Dice Master achievement unlocked. Yay. He sits in the finery counting coins. He sits in his finery counting coins. I expect he will do so until the day he dies. She considers you for a bit. I wouldn't trust him so much. He is in a guild of thieves just like us, after all. Ask about her family. Okay. Ask her about her family. Puh, 9. Jeez. Reroll the 2s. Fail. Wow. Yeah, give me an extra die. They'll be gone for 3 rounds. I have family in the capital. I do not talk to them. Okay. Ask about her past. Hey, Lucian. I still believe it's the butler. Oh, if it's ever with a shotgun, we're done. That's true. Don't mess with Alfred Pennyworth. Oh man, I saw a great comic. It's actually from, comic book, that Superman is visiting Batman in the Batcave, and he's talking with Batman, and then all of a sudden he has a cup of tea, and he's like, when did I get this? How did Alfred do that? And Batman just says that's his superpower. Alfred is so good as a butler, he can give Superman a cup of tea without Superman realizing it. We're tied, so I'm going to pay 5. And roll terribly. Yeah, there we go. I was in the 7th Legion of the Empire before my time here. I spoke against my captain and he tried to have me killed. I ran. I do not spill unnecessary blood. Verna said she was in the 7th Legion of the Empire. Wait. Yeah, that's different. Wasn't it 3?
Ho, you make a poor apprentice. Cultivate focus.
Yeah, I used his ability to get an extra die, so we can't use him for 3 turns. But was it the 7th Legion? That doesn't sound right to me. Nine of 19 clues. You wonder how much Rowena has told you today is a lie. Gain 2 fame. Yay! Thank you, chat, for the 5 food.
One should always keep an eye on their belongings.
With the
lest
snap,
little hands find idle work.
You feel something being yanked off your person. You've been ambushed. You turn to see a few goblins running away, giggling and pointing at you, because goblins are lame. Clip of mischief. Defeat the goblins before they blow their horn and escape. No time to check what was stolen for you. You rush after the thieving devils. Some highwaymen emerge from the bushes to protect the goblins. Thieves Guild. How dare. I'm working for you right now. Can you rest and inspect your quest? Reread the tips? Hopefully. That'd be useful. Or it tells us everything at the end. Like it just lays out the clues at the end. That would be the right thing to do. You die first. You goblins. Thief. There will ever be a place for small hands and quick wits. Defeat goblins quickly to avoid losing your items for good. Thieves attack more frequently while goblins are alive to protect the spoils. Originally, that clip of mischief was just 3 of goblins, and goblins were very rare. And only these guys. Oh! Escape nothing. Give me my money. Give me the blades. Look, I was going to change to those. Swung again. Really. So before anybody asks, I have no idea why it's Clip of Miscreant. I was going to ask that, so... You can review the clues, but win. Review the clues, win. You take back your brigand's blades from the unconscious goblin. As soon as you do, with a sputter, the goblin in question awakes and flips away from you, giggling as it escapes into the forest. You gain 2 fate. So, goblins are colluding with the Thieves Guild now. With the thugs defeated, you search their bodies for valuables. Cool. I don't quite have the fame yet, but tight pockets could be useful here. Take the mercenary.
How appropriate.
Food? Okay.
Good. Take this chance to review the clues you have learned so far.
Boredom worked for him for a long time. Oh, they should just put a list on the screen. Just put a list on the screen. Boredom will spill more truth when drunk. When has worked for him for a long time. She was in the 3rd Legion of the Empire Army. She said she was in the 7th. So that's... Galfy said Verona will always tell the truth for money. But we gave her money. She didn't tell the truth. The assassin will always lie regardless of their personality. So she's it, right? She lied. She lied and we gave her money. She doesn't lie when she gets money. Says she was in the 7th Legion of the Empire. That's not right. Looks plausible, but we still need the clues. Okay. I'll cook one food. And we'll break camp. Alright. That's going to do it here. Enter the inn. Because there's nothing else here. Enter the Mulberry Inn and find Father Galfrey at his usual table by the fireplace. Sit down across from him. Scratches some numbers on one of the many rolls of paper strewn across the table, then glances up at you. Hope the job with Rowena was fruitful today. You're not dead with a knife in your back, so I presume yes. It'd be prudent to review what my silencers have said when you have a quiet moment. Perhaps you will catch a lie in the process. Review collected clues at the campfire. Tomorrow, who will you follow? We're going to talk about our goblin problem. Goblins from our guild? Scratches his chin in annoyance. Their loyalty to the guild is tenuous at best. Here, take this. Thieves' folly.
So much folly begins and ends with crime.
This item will always be stolen instead of other equipment or gold. Goblin deception. Ha! They'll take this first. So if we happen to lose it, oh well. It's like a get out of jail free card. Funny bunch, goblins. Anyway, who will we follow tomorrow? Alright, it's with Grindan. Or Grindan. You take it back. Took Grindan to stake out the castle by Moorhammer Lake for any movement, out or in. The lady of the castle owes us a considerable debt. You note the meeting point on your map and retire for the night. There. Okay. Deadly Forest.
This will not be the last time you tread foot in places others fear, I suspect. If indeed you do so.
The Forest of Mortifernum are legendarily dangerous. For every tale of its hidden treasure, there are 5 stories of adventurers who have never returned. Well, can't say I didn't try. You better believe we're going in. Yeah, but, you know, I tried. Alright, into the Deadly Forest. Shadow beasts descend from the trees and tear at your flesh. Ow, take 15. Ow, lose 15 permanently. Take another 15. Fearing for your life, you flee the forest. Oh, that went poorly. Nothing good happened there. I mean, it was all luck. But seems there. It has a token on it, so there is a small chance that you find something. A general store. How much for healing? 8 gold for 10 life, 14 gold for 20 life, but we're gonna need money. Do I have anything to sell? The Thief's Folly, the Brigand's Blades, the Mercenary Garb. Don't sell for much. Speaking of the Brigand's Blades. Get back in there. Don't be a scaredy cat. Not my choice. Any equipment here? Like a Lord's Diadem takes all but one, and the ruby ring. Okay. Lord's Diadem. We are in the chapter of the Hierophant. Stun Blast. Defeat a corrupt enemy to cause a short stun to nearby enemies. Reduce the speed of precision gambits. A light helm that obscures wearer's face. Only one helm can be equipped at a time. Get 30 success or huge success results in precision gambits to unlock the shard. We don't have enough. Ruby Ring. Gain plus 10 max life while you have more blessings and curses. Well, that's not happening, so... I appreciate that, Raynard. I at least want to give it a few goes. As long as people keep showing up to the game. And playing and caring about the game. I don't mind going through it a few times. Before I get totally frustrated and be like, okay, what's going on? I don't really have anything to sell, so... Basically, do you want to buy food or do you want to leave? That's kind of where I'm at. Do we want to spend gold for food or just leave? Leave it is. We'll leave. No, goblins are lame. And then Thieves Guild people show up. They take the ring and some money. They take money. Silencer, cut your throat or cut your purse. Makes no mind to them. Spin into you. Bane. What? They just took the ring? Okay, great. You take back your thief's folly from the unconscious goblin. Mine. As soon as you do, with the sputter, the goblin in question awakes, flips away from you, and escapes. Why don't we finish off these goblins? 5 gold, 2 fame. And we have 10 fame. We gain some equipment. Gain that ruby ring.
Valuable for purely financial reasons, if nothing else.
True, I could sell it. Sell the ruby ring. 3 food. 10 food, just what we needed. And 1 more. Thanks for the health. No, keep exploring. Through the exit. With a shout, Grindin signals your arrival at the castle by Moorhammer Lake. You find some long grass and settle down for the day. Despite being a stakeout, Grindin happily talks quite loudly. You know, my sources tell me the lady inside is wanted for high treason. He suddenly pulls out a bit of charcoal and paper. Would you like my autograph? Number 3, ask him if he wants yours instead. If only that was an option. Yeah, sure, we want your autograph. You allow him to scribble his name on a roll of paper. He tucks it lovingly into your hand. Grindin trusts you a little more. Time passes, but nobody leaves or enters the modest castle. I like the way you think, Zareth. I say, who are you anyway? Grindin retrieves a boiled sweet from a paper bag and pops it into his mouth. I've not seen you around before. We're the new recruit. Oh, really? I heard we didn't need any more recruits, that we're struggling to feed the mouse we have already. Grindin squints at you suspiciously, stroking his hat. Tell me, what'd you do to get recruited? We stole the stars from the sky and put them in his eyes. Oh, that's a great line. Charisma check, go! Right? The gaudy thief blushes. Grindin trusts you a little more. Little else happens during the stakeout. You spend most of the time watching a dog sleep. Watch his dog. Before you head your separate ways, you take the chance to question Grindin. Grindin is checking his appearance in the reflection of his blade. It's split. What's your favorite food? Ah, great question. It would be a sugar-spun swan, no doubt. A sugar-spun swan. Okay. Soft them up with the easy question. Then we go for it. See how y'all are doing. What do you think of Father Galfrey? Father Galfrey? Doddering old fool. I'm surprised he hasn't already been replaced by a younger, more dashing guild member. He's gone soft in his old age. The other day, he let one of the rabble go free after they mucked up a job. No thumbs chopped off. Nothing! He's gone soft. Ask about his past. Well, I used to be a famed actor, but that was a while ago. Grindon said he used to be a famed actor. And we'll ask about his family. Who needs family when I have so many devoted followers? That's that. You wonder how much Grindon has told you today is a lie. Too fast. That's everything here, so... For once, Father Galfrey is merely sitting and staring silently at his papers. The quill is stationary in his hand. Tomorrow evening I may die. For the briefest moment, fatigue crosses his face. Father Galfrey appears all at once very old. Hope you will know who the assassin is before then. Why do you trust us? Looks at you sadly. Even if you were to steal the ring from my hand, you could never truly be a part of this guild. No, you don't have the heart for it. Go on a job, or do we want to... borrowing from a thieves guild seems like a terrible idea. I'm throwing that out there right now. Terrible idea, you say, go for it! This is the mantra of my chat right now. Alright. I cannot. I have to lie on the guild's records. Brother Godfrey's jowls quiver in shock at the suggestion. I'd have to lie on the guild's records. For the briefest moment, fatigue crosses me. I'd have to lie on the guild's records. So he doesn't lie on the guild's records. That's interesting. Alright, go on a job. Board is going to pick up some lamps from Shipwreck Port that have been, let's say, repossessed from their owners. Repossessed. You know at the beginning point in your map and retire for the night. Alright, last set.
A rotten priest and a rotten thief. Expend the effort to save him, and watch thousands wail as they lose their hard-earned wealth.
Keep exploring. Not done yet.
The underground reaches out once more in search of fresh meat.
With little warning, a stampede of gnomes burst from the tree line, trampling your camp and ruining a perfectly adequate stew. How dare! Tiny creatures clamber into the bushes behind you and peer out from the foliage with great anticipation. You turn to see what has frightened them. A larger-than-average goblin steps into the clearing, a crude sword in one hand and an empty sack in the other. Some gnomes just come through here. Goblins just jiggle with anger at your hesitation. We'll not only eat them, we'll not eat them, only throw them. Goblins keep stealing my stuff. I don't like them. Yeah, they heard. Stand our ground it is. Reach for your weapon. No good can come from letting this goblin have his way with the gnomes. Wish to be thrown too? The large goblin glares up at you as his friends emerge from the forest to assist. Let's see. Hunter of Mischief, Chanter of Mischief, and Four of Mischief. But they ruined the stew because of these people. Because of these goblins. Oh man, he just gave me the Spaceball salute. That's great. They pour from your undercity a tide of mischief and terror. Tricky and unpredictable fighters, goblins are vulnerable to repose. Attack them before they finish drinking or deal with the consequences. And you're drinking. You need to stop right now. There, you die. Jeez. That lasted, How did you stand back? Alright, this is death. That taking extra ruined everything. Yep, that's death.
Combat solves so little. It has ended this, however.
For clearing out the rusty razor, friendly innkeeper.
There is still a chance of completion, but no chance of perfection now.
All right. So you're cool because you revealed the map. All right. Still unrested Iron Peak. I still want to do the gnome hunt. Palace Armory. Alright, I just don't care for the I suppose it's good for the thieves and things. I just don't care for the dual wielding. Gambler's Jewel. Oh yeah, I need to put Fame and Shame in. You're right. Oh no. Take you out. Gnome Hunt. Fame and Shame. I don't have enough time to get all the 20 fame we're gonna need. Street gives money. That's cool. The Cardinal Blade. Do like it. Not really. Not yet, anyway. I still want the 5 food, but I don't want the Brigand's Blades, that's for sure. Chat says I. And the Soldier Sword. What do you mean? Status post. Alright, do it again.
If you fail to take tokens with you, you will lose the opportunity to open new cards. Even so, too many tokens can weigh you down and make your challenges harder. I do not know what the usurper Callus has done with the game. He will have made changes, that is certain. How these changes will impact, I know not. I have tried to anticipate him here as I train you. I have built as many different scenarios as I can muster. You must be ready when we arrive.
So the tale begins. Now we gotta do it all over again. Favors theatrics over secrecy, it seems. Elliston employ, a simple, nervous kind of man. I highly doubt he would have the heart nor the fitness to assassinate me. Pour a few meats, so that stayed the same. Spoke more truth when drunk. Rowena was in the 3rd Legion of the Empire's army. Man, we had it. My poor play ruined it all. Gavri said that Rowena will always tell the truth for money. We have that. Or from a long time. Make wild accusations when drunk.
I'm never one for a wager, unless a life is at stake. Press on if you must.
Okay, what do we want to do? Oh, that's a fairly new thing with YouTube. I see posts like Facebook on YouTube. Yeah, it's a fairly new thing. I don't use it. play dice it is. 4 or 8 gold. $4 gold it is. Alright, so we want to roll low. 8. Good start. I hate that I can't re-roll those for the purposes of this bet. You know, try to roll lower. 13. Okay, we gotta roll higher than 13. Achievement unlocked, gambler. Look at that. Alright, give me those. 15! Hey, we did it!
Victory. You are learning.
Yay, 8 gold. Okay. So we made 4 gold. That's really cool, Kurna. That's neat. Play dice again. Alright, we'll play the dice game again. Bet how much? $8 gold it is. Alright. Low roll.
Games within
8.
games within games.
Okay. On low. 14. Oh, 17. All right. So we gained 8 more gold. We can play one more game. What do you want to do? Yes, and it's the choose the card game. You know, it's that mini game. There's 2 cards with gold on it and 2 cards with failure.
I have waited 100 years for my revenge. It appears I must wait 100 more.
Yes, you must, dealer. Alright, play dice one more time. Bet how much? Right, dealer? Chill. Right, in the first Hand of Fate, you play against the dealer, and the person you were playing as, well, you won. Now the dealer's back for revenge. And apparently we're getting training from him. Alright, looks like 8 gold again. Roll the dice. 6, alright. Roll low. 9, alright. More than 9. 13. Alright, that gives us 30 gold. With the dull tinkle, Berta rings a small rusted handbell. Time to go home! She hands out the rest of her baked goods, and the rough patrons wander off sadly. It's like, oh, have to leave. Okay. Yeah, he's training us to take out the guy who beat him from the first game. Unrest in Iron Peak, we're here again. We're gonna do the one we haven't done, visit the marketplace. And we're gonna buy the map. Well, we'll ask about prices. And then we'll buy the map. The map reveals a little about the countryside. It should be reveals little about the countryside surrounding the town of Iron Peak. Make note of that, Rainer. Seem to be the guy here. Map reveals little about the countryside surrounding town. Okay, so it just shows you stuff. As you turn to ask how much gold you owe, a supernatural chill travels up your reluctance. Your companion ability cooldown charges 50% slower. Now look at me, report that to devs on Steam. I'm really bad about that. So your companion ability cooldown charges 50% slower. That's fine, I forget to use it a bunch anyway. Sorry, stranger. To the Vengeful Warlock. Good luck with that one. And that's everything with Iron Peak. You once again leave the now familiar town of Iron Peak. General store. We do have 30 gold. We need gold for stuff. We can see what's here in equipment. A shield, if we want a better shield. So, you know, I take less damage. And I don't want to sell any equipment. So, buy shield or leave. Or buy food. So you want to buy food? Right, it would be 20, it'd be 33 seconds instead of 22. Because I believe it's 22 seconds. Like I said, I forget to use it anyway. So I use it at the beginning of the battle, and then I'm never close enough to get it again. Y-Star said, let's leave. Who said let's leave? I wouldn't exactly call him wise, but looks like we're leaving. Leaving regardless. No shield. No shield for old Cendril. Alright, enter the inn. Did he lose hat? But I thought you all voted hat. You made him lose hat. That is now a thing we know. We have gained much knowledge this day. You vote for the same hat twice, I think he loses the hat. Yeah, they voted for the hat, so he had hat. But then voted for the hat again, and the hat is gone. So he voted for the hat, the same hat twice in a row.
Well, this is most unacceptable.
Scratch some numbers, 3 days. Why would an underling want to kill him? Because money. Assassin will always lie regardless of their personality. Alright, who first? Because how would they do that? Put a top hat on a top hat? True.
I guess.
Why not just keep the top hat on? Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Just add another top hat. Can't have enough top hats.
Okay. Team Fortress this time.
Alright. I get to choose, so we're going with Ward. Is going to pick up some lamps from the repossessed owners. We're going to give this one another try, and goblins, blah. Alright, forward we go. Gnome hunt again. Oh no, this one's on me. Light weapons, forget the light weapons. My soldier sword. Goblin Archer. Their home skills hunting fire lizards deep underground. They'll make short work of you. Goblin Archers use heavy attacks from range. Defend with a shield, also evade for your life. We'll see about that.
I wish you no harm, yet we will do what we must.
You're drinking back there, and that's kind of lame. I'm not gonna reach you in time. Stab you through. That's what killed you. The goblins defeated, the gnomes emerged from the bushes. Again, you come to our aid, human. Perhaps we were wrong about your kind. One of the creatures darts into the darkness and returns dragging a pair of rune-etched daggers behind him. We forged these great swords to wield against our terrible foes, but perhaps they'd serve you better. The gnome coughs and looks at his feet. Also, none of us are strong enough to lift them. Fair enough.
It is the nature of things. One faction rises in strength, and so the weapons that defeat them are forged anew.
Critical stabs perform 4 quick stabs when activated. Each hit causes a 150% damage. Use defend to reflect arrows from ranged goblins. Reflected projectiles cost 25 damage, and they are light weapons. Goblin Grievers. Reflect 50 arrows from goblins. Yeah, the random arrow lodged in their shield because their shield is old and not good.
I like that the daggers to them were great sword because small.
Yes. I don't like the dual wielding, but maybe I'll equip them. In gratitude, the gnomes quickly restore your campsite before dispersing through the forest. Oh, thanks! Okay. Those will probably be the Grievers we just got. Won't be able to attack, able to put them in. Up here. Man of the world! What do we got? goblins, and return to the Mulberry Inn. May your vistas be breathtaking and your tree climbing non-lethal. I love that. Okay. What about the stew? They made me new stew. Just say that. Okay. You travel to Shipwreck Port by wagon. You ride in relative silence until Borden turns to you and asks quite seriously, "What do you think of the boss?" Tell him you're proud to be working under such a great man. Tell him you find Father Galfrey hard to read. If Hat Kid can have 2 sunglasses, the dealer can have 2 top hats.
Correct.
Good point.
See, the Hat Kid is just more awesome.
The table has changed, yet the stakes remain the same. Life or death.
Okay. Find Father Galfrey hard to read. Borden trusts you a little less. At the port, you're approached by a pirate bearing a load of stolen lamps. Borden goes to give him a sack of gold, presumably payment. The unusually pale pirate shakes his head. No. Pulls out a rusty bucket and a sword. I want blood. Theirs. Borden looks at you expectantly, as if you shouldn't protest. Give your blood, we take 3 lose life cards, or refuse. Donate to the blood bank, Cendril.
No, only the creature gets our blood.
Yeah, only the vampire gets our blood. Wait.
You're dragon, you got plenty.
Yeah.
AJ, did someone say, nope, bad AJ?
Choo choo. wrong card, but
Wrong card.
still the same. We're giving blood. Ow. I take 20, another 5, and another 10. So 35 total. You retrieve the crates of stolen lamps and pile them on the wagon before setting off. When you arrive at the drop point, Borden is seized with sudden emotion. I'm sorry I asked you to give blood. I'm a terrible person, aren't I? Attempt to comfort him, tell him he is quite a terrible person. Messed up.
You can heal HP because you're a healer, right?
Yeah, not in this game. Normally, yes. Attempt to comfort him. Whew.
Oh, jeez.
Now. Success.
Nicely timed.
Borden trusts you a little more. Raises his hands as if he would very much like to leave. I should go. Oh no, the stream died again. Don't do that. Alright, per usual, what's your favorite food? Oh, blackberry tart, or maybe apple tart? Borden begins to sweat, seemingly from the pressure of the question.
Okay.
Blackberry, maybe apple tart. what do you think's of Father Galfrey? Boss always makes sure we get our cut. You can't ask for any better, really, in a guild of scoundrels like us. Looks like we do get to go through all the questions, so I'll just start going through the questions. BuzzFeed. I don't know if I should be telling you that sort of thing. Ah, maybe because he doesn't trust us enough. Bribe him with some gold? Alright, looks like we're paying 8. True. But nervously takes your money. 10. So it looks like the difference between 5 and 8 gold is whether we need to hit 10 with our die roll or we need to hit 12. There's your difference. That's what it's been. 10! Well, glad that happened. One perks up a little. Yes, I have a beautiful wife. It's difficult to see her as I travel on jobs so often. Borden says he has a beautiful wife. His past. Bribe with 5. Gotta roll a 12. Come on! Oh, there's 6. 1. Give me the die. You're gone for 3 turns. We pass. Lame. I was a farmer before this. Gordon wrings his hands and very much like to leave. I should go. Wonder how much he told you today is a lie. Alright, goblins, you're gonna steal stuff.
Do what you can to find more food.
Pointing at you, defeat the goblins. Thieves show up. Give me the money. Give me whatever it is you're carrying. Oh, you took the hit for him, thief. Why? Ah, they swing twice. Unless I riposte them. 2 fame.
To use this, you will need fame.
Yeah, I don't have enough fame. Store. 15 gold. No food, which is what I wanted. Goblin problem. Take the Thief's Folly. Alright, who are we going on a job with? Not well. It's not going well. I'm doing bad in combat. It's nobody to blame but me. More goblins. They take the ring. Correct. Unless it changes. Or I die. Oh, come on! Because I'm in the middle of the critical hit.
Now death comes to you. This story ends here.
A crossbow. For stating the notes of the goblins, there's the goblin griefers. I'm really upset right now at myself. No. Would you like to enable Apprentice mode? This will make combat easier by increasing your damage, automating riposts and finishers, but leaving everything else identical. Some leaderboards will be disabled. Don't ask me that. You're worthless to me. Maybe a good idea to change. Okay, we'll change. We'll change so I don't become super frustrated. Lovers or the Chariot? That one's not working out for me. Sorry, I don't like losing. Especially when I know people are watching me lose. But if you all are having fun, give me a thumbs up and we'll keep going. Lovers, 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 lovers. Chariot does have a new person. Don't know if we will get them, but it does have a new person. I didn't see that when we were choosing. Ever played Costume Quest? I have not. I have heard of it. I don't think I've played it. I may have played it a little bit. Crud. Honey, lovers, or chariot? Okay, lovers. Because it's tied.
My mind has been honed by years of constant meditation and focus. I am perfected as a shape for the world to flow through. This is why I was worthy of the game, and it is why Callus is not. He never will be, for he lacks the discipline.
Whew. Lovers. Keep Oswin safe from his murderous lover. Well, now what you all thought, huh?
Okay.
Undead lackeys. Oswin's lover will send an army of skeletons to bring him back. Share food. If he is with you, Oswin will eat one food every step if he is injured. We have to share food with him. Also, dominate a fight with artifacts. Crowd control.
So instead of being like lovers, it sounds like the mistress.
Like, I forget the anime term. Is what it is. Great game, great LP material. I got so much LP stuff. I will keep it in mind, though. For sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've got a lot of LP stuff already on the back burner that I need to get to. Well, we need food, that's for sure. And crossbow. 5 damage. Sure, but I'll take it. Why not? Do something different. Whatever the crazy one is. I always forget. Honestly, hoping for a Romeo and Juliet scenario. Me too. Great for Halloween. Hey, that's not a bad idea. If I can get it. You'll have to remind me like 8 months from now or whatever it is. If you do, I'll be down. Okay. Oh, right. We don't have... Okay. We still haven't seen Burning Building, and that was chosen. Do we want Deadly Forest again? And see if we can get the token. Empire Contacts, Watchtower, still arm wrestling, Winter Solstice, Winding Trail, Fame and Shame, Fork in the Road. We haven't seen those. Yes, Deadly Forest. I figured. Yes, Deadly Forest. Palace Armory, Pauper Plague. So there's all those. I will take Man of the World. And choose the other 3. Winding Trail. Okay, Winding Trail. Watchtower. Alright, Watchtower. One more. Photographer. Okay, hopefully it'll be big enough for us to get something from. Alright. Equipment. Let's see. Shield. I need some armor. I'm not playing well today. Bash stun duration increased by 20% against Empire enemies or block. You're cool. I did yesterday. No fiending need today. We'll take it tomorrow. I promise we'll take it tomorrow in one of the decks. It's become a thing. It'll be in one of the decks tomorrow. Gambler's Duel, because you're new. Don't Starve. Could be useful. Pious Robes. How much? 7 fame. 6 fame. 12 fame. Bastion of Purification. And some weapons. We'll take the Exquisite Blade because it could be money. Cardinal Blade and... let's see, skeletons. I don't really have anything for skeletons. Winter's Bane. Okay. Ready, set, go.
In the darkness of my temple, I labored upon this game, devoted to its mysteries, plundering its secrets, crafting it anew for every foe who faced me. If I have ever loved, it is the love of service to a greater ideal.
And that is how we fell in love. Of course. In retrospect, the potatoes had nothing to do with it. I merely wished to speak of their starchy beauty. I want to know the rest of that story now. Like, I need to know the rest of the story.
I have so many questions.
3 moons ago, you came into the company of Oswin the potato farmer. This potato farmer. I love potatoes. Potatoes are great. He'd grabbed your arm and explained that his beloved wanted to send him to the final death, quote unquote, so that they could be together in eternity. His desperate eyes and the promise of his family's magical sword convinced you to accompany him. Now you walk the road to his village, where he claims that he will be saved from his dearest sweet potato, quote unquote. You're my dearest sweet potato.
I can't take this guy seriously anymore. Wait, is this guy gonna be the boss of the death card? I can see that.
The farmer gnaws at a raw potato. Coin slave, could we visit my kin on the way to Nightshade Copse? Rumor has it he's made some kind of exploding ball. Bump, 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 bump. Head perks up. Bump, bump, bump. But don't call me coin slave again. I will smite you down right here. He scribbles a note on your map. Exploding doodads.
Okay.
The farmer crunches thoughtfully on a potato. Is visiting your uncle necessary? No, but he tends to get quite crabby if I don't visit him while I'm in the area. What will happen to your farm? Oh, my farm isn't here. It's in Nightshade Cove, where we're heading. I was merely visiting the city for the region's biannual root vegetable festival. You have a biannual root vegetable festival? Okay. Cool. Aura crunches thoughtfully on a potato. Okay. You wonder just how easy it will be to keep Oswin alive. Not. It's not. This just became an escort quest that I really don't want to have anything to do with. Oswin's health. He has 100 health. I'll say. You should say.
I was trying to make a rush, but I don't think it quite worked for us. Move on. Try to rush it this mission.
Oh, we got 10 more coins.
Goblins, they get in everywhere.
I'm losing something. You arrive at an overturned cart propped up by a large log. Well, here we are. Oswin knocks on the top of the cart. Uncle, it's Oswin. You are nowhere near as cool as the Oswin I know. Goblin, poorly disguised as a human, scurries out from behind the cart. You note no surprise on either Oswin nor the goblin's face. Oswin, my boy, have you come to see my exploding doodads? And before anybody can agree or protest, the goblin pulls a lit bomb from his robe and flings it into the forest. The bomb explodes spectacularly against a boulder. Okay. You there, the goblin squints up at you. Watch out for monsters. This forest is simply rife with them. He taps his staff upon the ground and undead begin to crawl from a swirling portal. Goblin gives you a genial smile as he places a bomb in your hands. Pats Oswin on the arm, then jumps into the portal with a little whoop. Don't do that. Don't. Gaming bomb. Holy purification. Holy bomb. Throw a bomb that causes 80 damage to undead enemies. Cooldown 5 seconds. Powerful combat item with a limited number of uses, but it doesn't have a limited number of uses. Oh, the crossbow's an artifact. 5 uses, and then it goes away. Item restores charges after combat. Cool. But I want the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Wait.
Portal closes, leaving you surrounded by the walking dead. Kill the skeletons with the artifact to progress. Holding a bomb and with a potato farmer at your side. How do I get into situations like this? The peasant. And he's throwing a potato.
Of course he is.
He got some potato.
I want him to just like chuck potatoes at something.
That'd be great. I want that to be his attack. Ha!
His attack's just like chugging potatoes.
Returned. Raised from endless sleep to fight once more. These spirits can only be defeated by a bomb. That's uncool.
Okay.
That's cool. Focused. I like it slows down to give you time to aim. Master of Arms. You play a card game with a shady. You play a card game with a shady card dealer. That's how. No. You see, this is all happening before we got here, technically. So this happened in the past. I blame the bard for all of this.
This is all the bard's fault.
I'll take that. Oswald's uncle appears behind you without a sound, taking the curiously enchanted bomb from your hand and replacing it with a near identical one. No, give me that one. This one has uses.
The flim-flam of holy men. Do with it as you will.
No. And we only can use it 3 times. No. Gives you both a forceful pinch on the cheek and disappears under the overturned cart. Oswin seems wholly unperturbed by the happenings. You continue on your journey.
Not the most reliable of companions, it would have to be said.
Worst escort mission ever.
You wake one night to the sound of Oswald's muffled screams. The undead surround the potato farmer. They appear to be attempting a kidnapping, but are doing a shambolic job of it. One skeleton is shoving a cloth in Oswald's mouth, while another swings a sword wildly. Ha-ha! Success value for... Oh.
In World War II, new recruits in Russia would train for throwing grenades with potatoes.
That's true.
Did not know that. That's funny.
True fact. Don't blame this on Maul. Totally blaming this on Maul.
It's all the bard's fault.
Alright, we're choosing one. For the record, I think it's 2. We were just about alright. Hey, Mage, you were right. In the hubbub, someone loops a bag over your head, tying it tight. You struggle for a while before passing out. When you come to, Oswin and his skeletal kidnappers are gone. Oswin in trouble. No, need to go grab him. Alright. Oswin's time is limited. So we rush him immediately.
An opportunity to better understand these lands, perhaps.
On the edge of the Empire, far from the capital, sits a lonely watchtower. You approach with caution, knowing that few travelers are allowed near. "Halt!" calls a soldier as you approach the tower. "None may cross the border from the northern lands into the Empire." Oswin's health is now 90. Does Oswin regain health via food? Yes. Yes, he does. But it takes a food from us to do so. Alright, off of the money. Soldiers are desperate. For only a few coins, they will invite you to climb the tower and survey the countryside before crossing the border. 4 gold. And we can climb the tower and probably, if it's survey the countryside, probably see the cards around us. Or maybe all cards on the board. Maybe so, binary. Right, give him the 4 gold. You look to the east and west. Oh, just to the east and west? Come on, Dean. General store. So we know there's a general store there. You turn your gaze to the north and south. Okay, so we can see north. Onwards! Well, we can't do that. You continue your journey. Okay, yeah, we don't get the shard for doing that. Useful, but we don't get the shard that way. He loses 10 more health. Let me see what we have equipment-wise to buy. I can buy a shield, we can buy food, or leave. Those are your options. Oh, I didn't, but my bad. I thought it clicked automatically. Buy food! You all said buy food. How much food do we want to buy? Looks like we can buy 1 or 3 food, or buy 3 food twice, so... 1, 3, or 6 food. How much gold do you want to spend it? Basically. Technically 4 food as well. Well, we're gonna get through this. Darn it, maybe not today. 3 food it is. Okay. Buy the shield or leave? 1 to leave, 2 to buy the shield. Well, I've already been beat the snot out of today, so Oswin can't do much worse. Not today, anyway. Leave it is. Alright? No shield for me.
Terrible things stand between you and your quest.
Yeah, how much you betting? I could use some money. You find Oswin being dragged toward an open tomb by a cadre of skeletons. 7 of skulls. Seven skeletons. He's only been kidnapped once. What do you mean kidnapped? Count 2. He's been kidnapped once. Why do I have daggers equipped? Remember to the bones for anything of use. We can find plus 15 max life, 3 food. Also, pokes a pile of bones. It's quite nice that she'd send all this to get me back. He looks quite pleased for a moment, before remembering that the skeletons were trying to kill him. You keep a close eye on the potato farmer. Surely you think he won't get kidnapped again? Surely not. Gain 4 fame, you can heal Oswin at the campfire.
Go buy him some rope, tie him to us with the rope.
Okay, so he's eating our food to get health back.
Good luck taking this token from me.
Right.
There's a different option there. We didn't have option 2 before. Yeah, but they should just give us those forever. Alright, make camp on the fringes of the forest, it looks like. $16!
Ah! It's only 3 dice. Oh,
Yep.
Geez.
Reroll you. So 4 plus 6 plus... I'd have to roll box cards. Take it to 16. I'm gonna reroll all of them. Come on!
You can always try again, if you survive, of course.
You sounded way too happy about that. Wait out the night, but nothing eventful occurs. Maybe next time. I can roll high enough. I'll take 15. Alright, onwards!
Food is ever the driving force behind success.
Enter the fair. You arrive at a village during their market fair. Sure. Vegetables spill from baskets, and the air has a cozy smell of fresh baked bread and butter. Oswin immediately wanders off. Go find Oswin, find provisions, play strength game. Strength game. Okay.
He $200. He's on his own at this point. I mean, we probably should go find Osmond first, but...
Buy provisions or play the street game. Play the strength game it is, because there's a time. Behind the counter sits a small boy, fussing over a puppy. Holds out a heavy wooden mallet. 10 gold to play. If you win, you can draw from the price app. He points at a pile of folded papers. Do we want to do this? Pay 10 gold to play the strength game, or do something else? The do something else will be go buy provisions, because that was the other thing that was bought. That was voted, I should say, no. Buy provisions it is. 3 food for 10 gold, 6 food for 18 gold, which we don't have, or we just punt and go find Oswin. Chat split down the middle. I'm gonna buy the food. Fresh pie, fresh berry pies, get them while they're still hot. There's 10 gold. Alright, let's go find the loser. Spot Oswin trading a fistful of gold for a meager sack of vegetables. The stall owners are very clearly bandits. They chuckle and count the coins, not believing their luck, because he's an idiot. Oswin tries to jam a potato in a sack already full to bursting. He looks up and gives you a little wave. You worry about the road ahead. Worry? It's gonna be great! What are you talking about?
Friends will get you in trouble. There is a reason I prefer to travel alone, yet here we are, making this journey together.
That's true. Fork in the road.
In your life, you will have wandered endless intersections, yet this one sticks with you. Why? What is it in your memory that catches here?
You arrive at a signpost detailing the possible path east and west. Cool. And he's good now. Just gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna take 40 health. There's a general store to the right and a winding trail. We're just gonna leave him. It'll be fine. Bye, Sky. Catch you next stream. Takes 10. Another general store. We don't have any money, so... Can I get any info? Gambler Jewel. Add +2 to your final score during dice gambits. Nice! I like that. 20 coins. Cool. That's neat. Crossbow, we have the Holy Purification. Please. Exploding doodads. Place 2 items side by side in the stump. One will make your enemies your friends. The other is poison. Which shall you drink? Quickly, quickly, choose. There is a bomb and a bottle marked poison. The bottle marked poison. Man, chat, you love you love the really risky stuff. Alright, drink the bottle. Goblin nods gleefully as you unstop the bottle and drown the thick liquid. It tastes of butterloaf and sweet berries. You don't feel any different. Just as you go to laugh at the absurdity of it all, the goblin smacks hard on your hand with the staff, breaking your finger. What a loser! 15 max life!
Jeez.
Satisfied with the proceedings, the old goblin gives you a little wave and climbs up a nearby tree. I am killing you someday. The bomb still lies on the stump. You pocket it and look up to see skeletons emerging from the thicket. Traitors.
Many are traitors in their hearts. If you know men, you know betrayal.
I didn't say I wanted pain. I just want people to have fun and vote. Throw a bomb that causes enemies to fight for your side for 10 seconds. Does not affect elite enemies or shadows. Alright. Horde of skulls and 7 of skulls. So a lot of skeletons. Oh man. Forgot to switch weapons again. You all work for me. Kill that one. Stop blocking. And I unfortunately cut me. There we go. No, not that one. That's not what I want. Yeah, you're reviving. That's fine. Actually, the daggers work really well on the skeletons. Better than thieves, I think. Better than thieves. How next you will counter Oswin's uncle.
Love was always difficult. This seems more trouble than you might expect, however.
A little bit. You find Oswin surrounded by bandits, swinging his pitchfork wildly and threatening to use their tailbones to till the farm. We have Levin Sword? No, sadly.
They're using their tailbones?
To till the soil.
I guess it's the right shape, but what?
It's his threat, because that's the best he has as a farmer. Now I am fighting bandits. Ah. Yeah, I like the kick. Come on, when he throws point blank like that, I can't escape, and that's really cheap. Search bodies for anything of use. Hey, the exquisite blade!
Perfect showpiece.
Sweet.
Barely usable in combat.
Yeah, barely usable in combat, but it is usable in combat. I want to see it. We'll equip it for now. 10 food, right? 4 fame. He's gonna eat health. Yay, gold. winding trail. Suddenly a tree falls across your path, blocking the way ahead. Weapons bristle from the trees around you, their wielders' faces obscured by the undergrowth. Give us all your gold or die! I'm not even letting you vote. You're dead. I'm killing them. You're dying for attacking me. You can't, however, vote on the things above. You all probably would have voted to kill them anyway, but that looks slick. I know it's just for looks. Delightfully crafted by master artisans, this weapon is for display more than death, but it looks awesome. You know something that it really does have going for it though? Only 4 hits to get the big strike. Of course, it bites me there, of course. It's done. Here's what we give them a go. Then, when they turn around, we stab them in the back. Oh, if only that was an option. Unfortunately, it does not. With the cowards subdued, the thugs plead for their lives. Please, for pity's sake, we only want to feed our families. What else would you have us do? They just demanded all our money. Do we give us stuff, let them go free, or give them 10 gold and let them go free? The turns have tabled. Exactly, Zareth. Exactly. They asked for this.
They did.
Man.
They attacked us first.
Chat going for the throat. Give me your stuff. Reluctantly, the bandits hand over their spoils. Gain 2 fame. We still get 2 fame out of it. And the gambler's jewel.
This piece has passed through more than a few hands. Every gambler loses eventually, even when the deck is stacked in their favor.
That's true enough. Cool. +2 on dice. We also get 3 food. 20 life. Awesome. Back to the general store. There is nothing we can buy. Well, that's not true, because we're selling the exquisite blade. Because that's its purpose, is money. Okay, so I take that back. Do we want to buy anything? There's the Cardinal Blade, which is good against skeletons, right? Actually, no, it gets corrupted. Those are different, right? Winter's Bane. There's the Bastion of Purification to have a shield, and the Frontier Barbet, which when we move a step, a part of the map is revealed, and it gives 10 armor as well. If we don't want to buy food, we can buy 2. Cardinal Blade, 2 for the Cardinal Blade. Indeed, pro tip, be careful, binary. Plus his ability is AoE. I love the Cardinal Blade. It's definitely one of the favorite weapons so far. Okay, we're buying the Cardinal Blade.
A remnant of the Templars and their religious righteousness.
Okay. Do we want to buy armor, or do we want to buy food? Going with that thing. Food, helmet. Why not both? Because we don't have enough money for both. We'd only have 7 left and I'd buy like 1 food. And that'd be it. That's still both. You're not incorrect. Alright, food it is. How much food we want? 30 for 10, 10 for 3, 1 for 4. Oswald should be growing me food. That's what he's a farmer. He has that bag full of food.
He has that bag full of potatoes.
Why is he
Why can't we just eat his potatoes?
Yeah, why can't he just eat his potatoes? 6 food, 10 food, 6 food. 10. He's not going to give you his precious potatoes, then he can get captured by skeletons. That's what I said.
You're probably right.
He'd probably die first. Probably. Alright, looks like we're going to spend the 30 gold to get 10 food. So we have food now. Alright. Leaves us with 7 gold, and we're done. Oswald's back at 100. You arrive at a sleepy inn known to locals as the Dainty Fox. Okay.
I swear if he gets kidnapped again.
He's totally getting kidnapped again. Oswald disappears briefly and returns with a potato pasty. Give it to me. You watch him take a bite with gusto.
Give me the
Oi! The growl echoes across the inn. A hulking northerner grabs your companion by the arm. That was my little man. Potato Farmer looks up at his furious assailant, then down to the crisp, warm pastry. To your exasperation, he appears to be considering eating it anyway. Your point made completely, Raynor. His love for potato knows no bounds. Exactly. Try to calm them down or just attack them.
Just let him die.
I mean, at this point,
Kinda deserves it.
kill them for the loots, says Zareth. Why do we have to save him? Because apparently I saved him at some point in my past. Can't remember it, to be honest.
Welcome back to the game of life and death.
Alright, we're gonna try to calm him down. So it's okay. So Chad is bloodthirsty for my blood.
Correct.
But for other people's blood, it's fine. Alright, try to calm it down. Oh, it moved right at the last. The gold was there. Takes offense to your gentle cooing noises. That's fine. He ate the pasty, and I'm gonna beat the snot out of you two anyway. Or like 6, 7, because there's 3 trappers. All 7. He wants to be the potato master. That's true. That seems to be his deal.
For real.
That's really lame because I had that right there. But the line goes a little farther than the edge. Ah! Don't delay. Die. Darn it, that was terrible. Oh yeah, he did offer us his family's magic sword. It's true. Gain 4 fame. Rest a while, but that doesn't give us any HP back.
It was your actions that necessitated these additions to the game, you understand? I knew you were approaching and tailored things around your lust for fame.
You follow the sound and hammering into the town hall. Inside, a tiny man stands atop a stool, chipping away at a row of marble sculptures. Impressive, is it not? Sir Malifaux of Cadre is a great patron of the arts. You should be too. Commission a ceramic sculpture? We can't get a marble sculpture. Or just say no. Alright, we're not paying. You wouldn't know art of it. Hit you in the face, he scoffs. His chisel slips under the hammer, breaking off Sir Malifaux's nose. You slowly back away as he spits profanities at you. Don't be angry at me. Your fault you did that. Alright, Oswin's vanished again. And he's right there, though.
Oh, okay. I think I did more of that.
Gain 20 gold. General store. We could buy a shield. I'm buying a shield.
They are your decisions to make. I will not tell you what to do. You must learn from your mistakes as well as your successes.
Do we want to
Go
buy
ahead.
more food?
Buy what pleases you.
Number 6, buy a better companion. Yeah, we're getting there. Let's see how much healing is. 10 for 8, 20 for 14. Alright. We'll leave. I'll do the other 50%.
He will keep getting himself in trouble, it seems.
You find Oswin on the road, shoved along by the northerners from the Dainty Fox. As you near, you overhear him expounding his passion for potatoes to his captors. One shouts at him to be silent, another draws a weapon menacingly. Attack them, try to defuse the situation, or wait and see what happens. He deserves all of this, yeah. Don't take another person's food.
No, he deserves every ounce of this. You took someone else's food. I really want to do 3, but we kind of need him alive. Unfortunately.
Just kill the begin. Well, we may find out what happens anyway. Want to do 3 because it's his problem. Well, after you say 3, wait and see what happens.
Fair enough.
The Northerner clubs Oswin with the hilt of his blade. He loses 20 life. Reconsider your options. So doing that just makes him take 20.
Worth it.
Attack them, try to defuse the situation. Alright, just gonna go in swinging. Shield. When skies are darkened by your enemy's volleys, fight in the shade of this personal wooden bulwark. Tonight we shall fight in the shade. That's good, Sarah. From the elbow to the wrist. Look out, evil, it's my fist. Choose bodies for anything of use. Gain some equipment. We gain, oh, the helmet. Awesome. 25 gold. And 4 fame. Surely he won't get kidnapped again.
Don't hold your breath.
The final
The
reunion.
lovers.
How fitting and how sweet.
How fitting and how sweet. Continue. Not done here yet. Saw that in a Green Lantern meme. The Cartographer. Return later, after we have the rest explored. Oh no, more exploding doodads. An artifact, if you will. What artifacts do we have? What counts as... These count as artifacts? Or just walk away. This goblin's been more of a pain to me than Oswin. And I don't like Oswin at all. And we're walking away. And he's been kidnapped. Yet more skeletons are attempting to kidnap Oswin. Oswin? Ember's Raider. I think it's the first card, but... Oh, I would have been right, too. Oswin's up there. Okay. That's not bad.
I don't really get very far from this board.
Burning
You
building!
strike me as the type who would put themselves in harm's way for the benefit of others. Yet, perhaps you'd rather have someone else sacrifice themselves for you.
Kind of. I mean, I have a room full of people. I mean, what? You hear shouting up ahead. As you make your way down the cobbled street, you see lights flickering on the road in front of you. As you approach, you see a building, flames and smoke billowing out its upper room windows. A crowd is formed outside, passing buckets of water between one another to temper the blaze. Attempt to rescue or decline. Attempt the rescue it is.
I'm not a vain man. You must appreciate that this game, has been my focus for more years than I can count. I have a certain pride regarding its twists and turns.
To the hazy
That should
smoke, you
help.
find the woman's youngest daughter crying under a bed. You coaxed her out, scoop her up, and carry her out of the blaze. The villager rushes to your aid. Thank you, brave adventurer. I can take it from here. But be warned, the building is not safe. It will soon collapse. To fame. The dealer adds another life pain card to the wheel gambit. Do we try to get the other one? Or leave now? For the token! Okay, return to the building. They're next to each other, which is great. Oh, it spun more! You're lame. Smoke is
Oh
too thick.
dear.
Eyes burning. You
Move faster next time.
You changed it. You're cheating. Eyes burning. You fumble your way out of the building to catch your breath. That's another life pain card to the wheel gamut. Alright, we're gonna return. You find the woman's son attempting to find his way out through the smoke and flames. Grabbing his hand, you lead him back to through the building to safety. A villager rushes to your aid. Thank you, brave adventurer. I can take it from here. Be warned, the building is not safe. Too bad. Adds another life pain card to the wheel. Do we try to get the last one? Get her husband. We have enough health, it's fine. Yeah, we have enough health in the boss fight coming up. Alright, let's turn to the building. Oh, it's going faster now.
Well, really fast.
Darn it. It went even further than last time. Do it again.
Jeez.
Got it.
Oh, well done.
Slumped in the corner of a room, you find the woman's husband. You put his arm over your shoulder and quickly make your way out of the inferno. As you emerge, the woman and her children rush to the man's side and embrace him. Thank you, adventurer. You have saved my family from certain death, the woman says. And that token is ours. 8 fame. While our possessions have been destroyed, we will never be able to repay you. Know that we shall speak of your deeds here today for as long as we shall live. Oh, luck actually had nothing to do with it. Man of the world. Well, we don't need to go to that one, so. After I saw how the wheel went on one go, it moves the same amount of cards where you press the button. So the last one, for example, it was going 3/4 of the way from where you push the button. So I was seeing, as long as I stopped the one of toil on the left side of the wheel, I could stop it just right. All perception and skill, that one. I'll give, you know, when I'm lucky, I definitely say I'm lucky, but hey, sometimes I have some skill too.
And look at them and do that.
An awfully large number of undead seem to wish to delay you. Oswin has clearly made some unusual choices.
He has made some unusual choices. Following tracks and hearsay, you find Oswin hanging from a ledge far above a gaping ravine. Oh, thank the gods! Your companion is white as a sheet. Quick! Help me up before they return! They think I'm dead! Oh, jeez. Success. Looks like card 4. Success. You hear you heave Oswin over the ledge into safety. You lie there exhausted, covered in cold sweat. The thud of a spear beside your head heralds the skeleton's arrival. You restore the bones for anything of use. Plus 5 max life, 20 gold, 5 food. Persistent, aren't they? Pretty persistent. 4 fame, and we can heal Oswin at the campfire. What is that? Oh, the cartographer. Right. No. Cartographer. 9 revealed encounters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 14 gold is paid. 14 gold. So that's why you have nothing. Okay, so more than 9. More than 9 cards. Again, we'll get him on the wilderness one, and that will complete it for sure. Make 2 steps for the hat. Fine. Step for hat. You're welcome.
That has to have hats.
Ah, I got kidnapped again. He's not struggling so much now. Well, yeah, that's how he's about it. He's like, oh, I'm even struggling now. Nope, that was the last card. Right beside us. A horde of skulls, so a whole bunch of skeletons. Yeah, I believe it's 5. I believe that's 5. Swordsman. Got another achievement, yeah. Alright, equipment, pious robes or exquisite plate, well, the robes. Because it's better than our adventurer's garb. 15 life, which puts us at full. You wonder how it's possible that somebody would want to kill Oswin this much, even if it is out of love. 4 fame. Okay, Oswin's at full. Make camp.
Stop and see what Oswin has to say, perhaps.
Small peasant family journey to the capital joins your campfire. What equipment are you carrying? Bastion of Purification. I'm wielding a basic shield. Against corrupted, defend causes 30% of your weapon damage to attackers. Yeah. Reflect ranged weapons. More defense. Buy food. No, we don't need any more food. Okay. I once ate a whole bushel in a single setting. I feel so powerful. Because you ate a bunch of potatoes. Cool. Here we go. The lovers.
True love transcends life. True revenge also.
True love transcends life. True revenge also. Give me the holy bomb. Keep the cardinal blade. Use the bastion of purification. Ready, set, go. Go forth to night shade comes. The village looks abandoned. The sky darkens. In the town square stands a beautiful woman, her skin gray and mottled. You feel a sudden chill in the air. The woman's voice grates and hisses as if long unused. Dearest Oswin, you have come for me. Entranced, the potato farmer takes a step. You grab his shoulder, breaking the spell. The woman squints in your direction. Oswin, who's this? Your companion looks to you, still in a daze. You notice that somehow he is clutching a potato. Even while dazed and under some spell, potato comes first. Oswin grips the potato in both hands. He looks back at his lover in defiance. This is my friend, the potato! No, I think he's talking about me, but... probably the potato. The potato is strong enough to even break magical spells. A heartbroken screech wrenches from the woman, and she doubles over in pain. Horrified, you watch as her face twist and hollows and her limbs lengthen, until before you stands a shade, swirling with fury. Shade of Skulls. He's, of course, talking about the potato. The ghostly figure lifts her arms and begins to rise into the air.
Oh, crap. We all saw this coming.
Oswin's lover is a wraith? Wraiths can drain life with an unavoidable spell. Attack them quickly to stop the effect. Oh, you're lame.
At least she's not a lich.
I have a bomb.
Holy hand grenade.
Yeah, basically. Right, it's on cooldown. Forgot I had a cooldown. My bad. That one's on me. Coming for you! Eat Cardinal Blade! Don't run. Broken Heart achievement unlocked.
What is wrong with this man?
Yeah. What is wrong with Oswin? But Oswin kneels over the body of the wraith and begins to weep. As a soft rain falls on the village square, you quietly leave the man to his grief. Stuffed potato. Achievement unlocked. Guess because he had full health. The Lovers. You know there's an achievement for ending the challenge full health. Yeah, and I got it.
A tale of love concludes with death, as they ever do.
For saving Oswin the potato farmer, we get some new adventures. Fetid Fins? The Exploding Doodads. Goblin Retainer. And Road to Goblin Town. We get some new equipment as well. Holy Purification, which is actually really cool. I like the bombs. Trader's Urge, Bloodletting Vial, Dark Thirst, and Blinding Brew. For your benevolence in battle, your supplies have been added to. Healing Spirits. You've unlocked these encounters. Bitter Winter. We now have that.
Here the hermit hides, and with him the secrets that underpin your history. We will explore them together.
Freshly opened up, we have Strength, the Hermit, and the Wheel. We're now open. But we'll have to explore those next time. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed and had a ton of fun, even with our 2 fails of the Hierophant. Tomorrow, we'll give it another try and see how it goes. That mission's just not very, very good for me. We all have our weaknesses, but again, I hope you all had a ton of fun, because that's what matters. Because I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. Thoroughly enjoying Hand of Fate. Hand of Fate 2. Until tomorrow, I'm Cendril. Remember to shoot for the stars and take care, everyone.